go. Okay, I think that looks good. Perfect. All right. I'm just gonna make sure that my rack is in order, and then we will be ready to go. Okay. Hello, good morning everybody. I am just slightly off screen because I'm just making sure I've got everything in order on my rack. I don't believe that's for me. Good morning. All right. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Hello. All right. I think that has been enough time. I was just off camera. I'm just trying to organize my rack quickly, but I think we are ready to start for today. Let me just get back to today's drops. Okay. Good morning, everybody. My name is Michelle. I am the size 3X model here at Lavender and Lace Boutique. I typically wear a size 3X top and bottom. I wear an 18W in Judy Blues or a 2X or 3X in the shorts, depending on the specific cut and everything like that. Height-wise, I am 6'1", so I am quite tall, so I do talk about length, especially in sleeves and with pants. And for reference, I wear a 44C/36B cup size, so I am not particularly chesty for someone who wears a size 3X, but I do have broader shoulders and that kind of makes up for it. Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning, Reen. Hello. So happy to see you both. All right, with that being said, we might as well get started with this super hot pink little number here. This is the one-way ticket dress in hot pink. This one is going to be retailing for $44. I believe we had this one launch in turquoise last week, and then we have this one in hot pink. I definitely prefer the hot pink. I just love this specific shade of like bam in your face Barbie pink. I think it is perfect for summer. This one's available in sizes small through 3X, which is available in both an extra large and a 1X, so both kind of like mid-size bordering sizes there. I am wearing my typical 3X in this one. So this one we find fits fairly true to size, but if you're kind of unsure, you can definitely size up. So Christine can wear the small or the medium. Carrie opted to size up to the large. Melissa goes for the 1X as opposed to the extra large, and then I'm in my typical 3X for this one. I don't feel like I have the need to size up. If there was a 4X, I don't know if I would choose it. Personally, I probably would choose just different underwear to wear with this one, just because I do find that because it's kind of like a sheath shaped dress, you can kind of see like where the top of the band of my underwear is, but I would probably just wear something a little bit more smoothing underneath. But in terms of the actual size itself, it does fit really well. It just kind of hugs the curves of my body here. It's not too tight in the midsection or the hips, and lengthwise it is a little bit on the shorter side, but it's not like scandalously short even on me. I would probably wear shorts under this just because I do wear shorts under most dresses that aren't like at the knee length, but in terms of length, I do find this still has lots of coverage. I keep thinking there's going to be a pocket here. There is not on this one. Yeah, so if I get up close, I want to show off the sleeves because we do have this little rolled sleeve detail here with this cute little silver button detail, and we can see it's rolled throughout the whole sleeve here. It is stitched down in a couple of spots around the sleeve, once in the front and once in the back, just to make sure that that rolled detail is going to stay. And I really like where the sleeve sits because it's like almost a sleeve, but it's also just kind of like it's not quite muscle tank, but it's also kind of strapless. Like it's like the tiniest little babyest t-shirt sleeve, and it just creates this really nice silhouette that I think, because I think if it was just true sleeveless, it would be such a chic dress that it would be so like straight, but this just gives it a little bit more of a flare out and kind of helps create that hourglass silhouette. And then because it hugs the curves and everything like that, it kind of emphasizes the waist and just gives that really nice kind of curvaceous outline to it, which I really appreciate. So again, this is the one-way ticket dress in hot pink. This one's retailing for $44, sizes small through 3X, with both an extra large and a 1X available. This one is true to size, but if you're in between sizes or you aren't sure, we would recommend sizing up. I am in my typical 3X, and I personally would not size up. I think the 3X is a great fit for me. Okay, with that, I will be right back. I'm just gonna go I'm just slightly reorganizing my rack as well, just because it looks like it's a little bit out of order. So I'll be 2 seconds and then I'll be right back. Okay, I think that was those two. Looks like these. Yes, okay. I hope everyone is enjoying the weather today. It is supposed to be super, super nice outside, which I am very excited about. My husband and I were doing some yard work over the weekend. We have a little cherry tree in our yard that turned into a cherry bush because our corgi decided to rip a bunch of the bark off when he was a baby, and it stopped growing above the bark, so we just like sawed off the top, and then winter came, so we're like, okay, when the spring comes, we'll like pull it up out of the ground, whatever, but we're not going to do it in the winter. And then the next spring comes around, and then it started having new growth like under where we sawed off the top, so we just left it, and now we have a cherry bush, and it actually had a little creeper starting to offshoot to the side. So we have decided now that we cut off that little creeper and we planted it on the other side of the yard. So we're going to try and have 2 cherry trees and or bushes, but we're not sure if it had enough root to be able to reestablish itself. I am not a greenhouse gardener person. My husband does more of that, so we'll see. But it was nice to be outside over the weekend, even if just for a bit. Okay. So we have 2 dresses for today's daily drop, which I am very excited about. I feel like we haven't had a double dress day in a while. Let me just pull it back up on the iPad. Okay, so this is the Raquel floral dress in multi. I love that we didn't even try to like nail this down to a single color. We just said it's all the colors. There's a lot going on. We're just going to name the color multi. This one is retailing for $54, and it is available in sizes small through 3X, with this having an extra large as the mid size for this specific dress. Sorry, I've got a weird little flippy piece of hair. There we go. Maybe not. No, whatever, good enough. So for this one, it is a more kind of relaxed, flowy fit, especially compared to the ticket dress that I just tried on. So this one is true to size. We have everyone wearing their true sizes, which includes Christine in the small, Carrie in the medium, Melissa wears the extra large, and I'm in my usual 3X large for this one. This one does have pockets. I'm so used to it because I feel like a lot of our dresses have pockets. So like with the last dress, I was like, where is the pockets? This one does have pockets. They're not the sturdiest pockets, but they are a little bit deeper than I would expect for a flowy dress like this, so it is nice to have a pocket available. And the best part of this dress is just clearly has to be this absolutely stunning pattern. I love all of the colors we have. We have the teals, the emerald, the golden oranges, the kind of like apricot colors, the pinks. There's even a little bit more purplish shades going on. Like, it is just like all of the summer colors just thrown in. To me, it pulls dominantly yellow, but there's definitely not enough going on throughout the pattern that it definitely could fit with a lot of different colors. I also like that this one, despite having so many colors, I don't feel that it pulls really warm or really cool. So I feel like you could style this with both silver jewelry and with gold jewelry, and it's gonna look really nice with both. So we do have the little V collar style neckline here, and then I feel like this would be kind of nice to wear golfing. I don't know if this would be appropriate, like, the silhouette gives me golf dress, especially with like the V-neck. It reminds me of like a polo dress. I don't golf, so I have no idea whether or not that would fly or not, but just in terms of the silhouette with the V-neck, it's definitely reminding me of that kind of vibe. And then if we turn around to the back, we can see that we do have that little bit of the pleating in the back of the dress here, and it does have that just really nice floaty kind of flouncy silhouette for this one. Hi Carolyn, good morning, hello. All right, so once again, this is the Raquel floral dress in multi, because we could just not nail this down to one single color to be the dominant descriptor, so we just went with multi. This one is retailing for $54, and it is available in sizes small through 3X, with extra large being kind of like the medium size, and this one is true to size. We are all wearing our typical sizes, and that includes myself in the 3X for this one. All right. Bright green, I'm obsessed with the colors that they chose for this pattern. They are just so eye-catching. Okay, for today, we also have a pair of jeans and then 2 tops. So I'm going to pop those on. Okay. Okay. Let's start with the t-shirt. This is a new style, I believe, at least the name doesn't sound familiar to me. So this is the Lisa tee in the shade Marlin, which is this really nice kind of, it's a little bit more saturated, a little bit deeper than a denim blue, but it's not quite like a navy or a royal blue. So hence the name Marlin. This one's retailing for $29, so a really nice accessible price point for t-shirts. And this one is available in sizes small through 3X with both an extra large and a 1X, which I always love to see. So this one is true to size. Everyone is wearing their true sizes, which includes Christine in the small, Carrie in the medium. Melissa opted for the 1X over the 3X, or sorry, over the extra large for this one. And then I, of course, am in my typical 3X. This one is a poly rayon spandex blend. So what makes the kind of signatures of this shirt are we have a little bit of a longer t-shirt sleeve length. I mean, I wouldn't call it like a half sleeve or anything like that, but it definitely falls just a bit longer than other styles we see. But unlike something like the Sarah tee, it's still sitting a little bit closer to the body. It's not quite as loose and flowy and oversized. This one is also no scalloping on the side. It is the same length front and back. And I would say that the length is kind of like your typical t-shirt. It's not super long and it's definitely not cropped. It's my natural hip is here and it's just a couple inches below that. And then we do have this wider V-neck as the neckline. So it is just a really nice basic t-shirt that would be super easy to style. I also feel like this shade of blue, to me blue is a neutral, and I feel like this shade of blue especially, it leans a little bit more cool tone, but you could still style this with like warm tone browns and things like that, and it's going to pair really, really nicely. So it's a super versatile color that you could get a lot of different use out of. So again, this is the Lisa tee in Marlin, size small through 3X with both an extra large and a 1X. $29 and true to size. Okay, let's do the jeans next. These ones, I am wearing the 18. I'm a little bit bloated this morning because there were Timbits in the office. I'm probably gonna get some people being like, boo, when I say this, but I'm not much of a hockey person. I don't really follow hockey or anything like that. I do know that it's playoff season because I see the Oilers flags on people's cars everywhere right now. But for me, there's a lot of really big Oilers fans at the office I work at, and my TSN or my Sportsnet is whether or not there are Timbits in the break room when I come into the office, because whenever the Oilers win, one of the like higher ups at the office makes sure that that there's always Timbits in the office. So if I show up in the morning and there's Timbits, I know that the Oilers have played and won. So there were Timbits in the office this morning, so I will take that as a good sign. But that also means I'm a little bit bloated this morning, but I am still wearing the 18. You can see it like just a little bit muffin topped, but I still am a guaranteed 18 in this. I'm just like a little bit bloated from having more sugar than usual this morning. So anyways, these are the Judy Blue high rise straight leg jeans light wash, aka the Buds. I love that. Hey bud. These are retailing for $99 and they're available in sizes 0 through 22W. As I mentioned earlier, I am wearing my typical 18 and that is the correct size for me. They just, like I said, they're maybe a tiny bit tight in the waist right now, but that is just because this morning I am bloated. Normally I do not have 4 Timbits for breakfast, but that is what I had for breakfast this morning and my body is not happy about it. So for these ones, we do find that they do fit true to size and everyone is wearing their typical Judy Blue sizing. So Christina's in the 3, Carrie's in the 9, Melissa's wearing her usual 14, and I am in my typical 18 for these ones. These are definitely what I would describe as like a true straight leg jean. They're not a wide leg, they're not a slim. Like if I just stand with my legs apart, you can see that like the jean, just whatever width it is at the hip, it just goes straight down, and that is the width, the length, like the opening on the leg does not change at all. This is what I would definitely consider like a true straight leg jean. I also find the length on these to be pretty generous. They're still a little bit too short for me, but I typically wear like a 34, 35 inch inseam. So I'm gonna guess these are probably a 30 or maybe even a 31. They are fairly long. So if you are more on the petite side, you might have to cuff them or hem them. I do think that these would look really cute cuffed though, just because of, I feel like straight leg jeans are a style that lends themselves well to rolling up the cuff. So if I do one like, yeah, like that still looks really cute. Obviously that makes it like a capri on me, but just to show as an example, like I feel like if you didn't want to get these hemmed, you could just roll up the cuffs and they're still gonna look really cute with a straight leg style like this. We do have just the tiniest bit of physical distressing on the back pockets here, and that is it. There's no distressing on the front, just the whiskering and other wash details on the front. So just very, very lightly distressed for these ones. In our Urkel, we always think we're bloated, but as we eat, our stomach fills. Honestly, that is probably it too. I've also usually like eat earlier, so by the time I get to the boutique, I've usually digested, whereas I had the Timbits like an hour ago, so that's probably part of it too. So that does make sense, Reed. So again, these are the Buds. They are the high-rise straight leg white wash jeans. These ones are retailing for $99, sizes 0 through 22W, and we're all wearing our typical size. All right, I have one more top that is part of this daily drop. Oh man, this one is so cute. Okay, so this one might look familiar, but I swear this is not the same striped t-shirt that launched last week. Though it is, like it's the same, but this is a different colorway. So this is the Sunset Kiss Color Block Tee, but this is the blue and pink mix. I believe the one last week was the pink and orange mix, but this is the blue and pink mix. This one is retailing for $39 and it is available in sizes small through 3X, with a 1X being the median size. So this one is a slightly relaxed fit, but not oversized. Just, you know, it's not like form fitted to the body. It has a little bit of a relaxed silhouette. I would say that the length is average for a t-shirt, maybe slightly cropped. It's kind of hitting right at my natural hip line, so it's not like a crop, but it isn't like long by any means either. This is a poly rayon spandex blend, and everyone is wearing their typical size. So Christine in the small, Carrie in the medium, Melissa in the 1X, and I, of course, am in my typical 3X for this one. It's just the most adorable t-shirt. I don't have a lot to say about it that I haven't already sung praises of last week. I just love the colors in this one. I would say compared to the one that launched last week, that one was pulled slightly more warm tone. I would say that this one pulls, despite having like this like yellow and this corally peach color, it still pulls more cool tone in my opinion. We've got more of a cool tone purple and pink with the blue and the green. And then even this for a yellow, like it's more of a cool tone yellow, if that makes sense, and like more of a cool tone peach. So I would say that's the biggest difference between the two, is that the previous one pulled a little bit more warm. I think this one pulls a little bit more cool toned. So as we can see on the side, the stripes don't quite line off. It's like they're like one off. I know that's something that some people say they don't like, but I just wanted to show that off, that it's very close, which I think is interesting. And then we have the sleeves being the same colorway here, just the most adorable combination. I think this one is super adorable. So again, this is the Sunset Kiss Color Block Tee in blue and pink mix. $39 for this one, size is small through 3X, and we are all wearing our typical sizes, which means myself in the 3X. Okay, that is everything that is launching today. So everything I've tried on up to now will be launching today at 1 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, or in about an hour and a half. All right. Tonight we have the Oh Snap long cardigans are going to be launching, which is super exciting. So are these launching as well? Oh, they are. Perfect. So we have some of the Snap cardigans that are going to be restocking. And then we also have a lounge set that's going to be joining them, which I didn't think I had, but I do actually have that lounge set. So I'm going to go pop that one on and be right back. Or I guess I should say, I did know I had the lounge set. I didn't realize that it was launching tonight. I just saw all of the cardigans and was like, oh, we're just restocking the cardigans tonight and that's it. But no, there is a little lounge set that is hiding amongst that. So I'll pop that one on and be right back. Oh my goodness, if I could find out where the tag goes, geez, there we go. Oh man, that's so comfy. Okay, so here we have the lounge set. This is the Party for Two lounge set in black. This is from the brand Dear Scarlett, which is the same brand that does all of the wrinkle-free tops and dresses that we've seen over the last couple of weeks. This is retailing again as a set for $69 and is available in sizes small through 3X, with an extra large as the median size. So these are a very relaxed fit, not oversized, but just very nice and loose and flowy, and true to size. So everyone is wearing their typical size, with Christine in the small, Carrie in the medium, Melissa's in the extra large, and I am in the typical 3X that I wear. I love that these pieces are, I love that we describe them as a lounge set, because they're too fancy to be pajamas, in my opinion. And I feel like together it definitely gives lounge set, but I feel like separately you could style these pieces and dress them up and have them not be like a lounge set kind of vibe. Like if I hold up the top, so here are the pants. They kind of remind me a lot of palazzo pants, or like those satin zebra pants that we had from Brunette the Label, like way back when. I have those pants. I wear them to work every once in a while and I get a ton of compliments every time. So I feel like some of the like kind of bougie lounge sets that we've seen from Dex, that's definitely the vibe I'm getting. So I feel like if you paired this pair of pants with like a satin cami, you could definitely dress these up to have them be like a kind of like fancier lounge set. And then same thing with the top. I feel like this would be very easy to style with a pair of skinny jeans or with a pair of dress pants and some heels, and you could absolutely dress these pieces up to be quite dressy separately, or you can keep the kind of more loungy vibe by keeping them together. And super lightweight, breezy fabric on these two. I feel like the price of $69 for the two pieces is honestly like a phenomenal deal, because these are pieces that look obviously super cute together, but you could get a lot of utility out of these styling them separately as well. So again, sorry, I'm getting out of breath today. I'm talking a lot and very quickly. This is the Party for Two lounge set in black. $69, sizes small through 3X. We're all wearing our typical sizes, which means I'm in my 3X. And these are going to be launching tonight at 8 p.m. alongside a restock of a variety of the snap cardigans, both the longer and the shorter version in different colors. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Thank you, Carolyn. It is super comfy. I could totally just like wear this back to the office and just hang out. Again, feels like I'm wearing pajamas, but looks a little bit more dressy than that. Okay, so keeping with the lounge kind of vibe, if I go to tomorrow, I don't believe there's anything plus size for the daily drop. There is not, but if I go to the Wednesday Dex launch, we have I was just talking about like satin pieces from Brunette the Label. We have some cute satin pieces from Dex. So I have a blouse, a pant, and a tank. So pretty much like a set essentially. So I'll put those pieces on and be right back. These are such gorgeous pieces. I love them. They feel so nice. I do think it's really funny that I was just talking about like, oh, like satin lounge set, and then the very next drop that I'm trying on is yet another satin lounge set. So there are 3 pieces. These ones are not sold as a set. These are sold as individual pieces, but here they are.
Hi.
Hello.
The snap cardigans are going to be for Thursday.
Oh,
PM.
okay.
We had a tagging snafu.
Okay.
So the snap cardigans are Thursday.
Okay, sounds good. I am retracting my previous statement. So I've just been told that we are moving the snap cardigans till Thursday just because we have a little bit of a delay with processing them. So they are still coming this week because I know a lot of people are like super excited, which me too, they're super cute. But the snap cardigans are going to be on Thursday, but the lounge set that I just tried on, those will still be going on Tuesday. So the cute zebra set, still a go. Perfect. Thank you to Sarah for coming to let me know of the situation. Okay, so let's go on with this Dex launch. So let's start with the blouse that I have on here. This is the Dion satin blouse in cream and sage floral. This one's available in the full Dex size range of extra small through 2X, so extra small to extra large, and then X, 1X, and 2X for this one. The material is 100% polyester. It is like a satin style polyester, and this one is mostly true to size, but we do find that if you're between sizes, you could size down. So Christine takes the extra small, carries in the medium, and Melissa opted for the extra large as opposed to the X or the 1X in this blouse. For myself, the 2X does fit really nicely, except that this is a really common thing for me, particularly with Dex, but also just in general because I have long arms, is that I would probably undo the sleeve buttons because I do find like it is a little bit hung up and short in the arms for me. That is something that occurs for me in Dex, is that I find the arms a little bit short, but the actual blouse itself, like if I were to button it up, I still have lots of room and flow, but I do find the sleeves a bit restrictive, so I would just unbutton the cuffs and probably roll them up, and then this would be a great fit for me as well. I'm definitely giving like cool, like, I'm thinking like a backyard dad vibes with this kind of like jungle print. And I like that it is this more muted olive kind of shade. I feel like it's a little bit more accessible because the print itself is a large scale print that can be kind of loud, but I do find that the color helps to tone it down. I love the way the back is cut, with the way the yoke is on the back shoulder. It just gives it a little bit more flow and dimension, and I think it is really flattering that way. Yes. Hi, Amanda. Good morning. So nice to see you. I do find that the length for this one, it is, I would say like an average length, maybe a little bit on the shorter side for a blouse. It is a little bit more of a boxy cut, but not like cropped by any means, if that makes sense. And then it is your typical just kind of like tailored collar fit. So again, this is the Dion satin blouse in cream and sage floral. Sizes extra small through 2X. We all say true to size, but if you're between sizes, you can probably opt to size down, as both Christine and Melissa did. Myself, I'm happy with the 2X. I would just have to unbutton and cuff the sleeves because of the sleeve length, but that is a very typical issue for me and my super long arms that I encounter with Dex. And this one's going to be retailing for $70. Okay, I'm going to take this one off, and then we can talk about the tank top that is underneath it. Okay, next is the tank top. This is the Cosette V-neck tie shoulder tank in soft sage. So it's almost the same green as the pants. It's maybe just a hair more earthy toned and a hair lighter, but it's like wearing them together, like you can barely detect that there is a difference. There is just like the slightest little bit of a difference. I don't, Terry, for whatever reason, I don't know where to look, but I can never find where to find them in the iPad, so I'm not sure what the length was, but I will say they were nice and generous considering I typically wear like a 34 to 35 inch inseam, and they were a really good length on me. So I would opt to say they were probably at least 31 for sure. Thank you, Brenda. That's so sweet. You guys are full of compliments today. So again, this is the Cosette V-neck tie shoulder tank in soft sage. This one is retailing for $65, and it is available in sizes extra small through 2X, which is the full Dex size range. So extra small through extra large, and then X, 1X, and 2X for the plus sizes. For sizing, this one is very similar to the previous one. Christine opted for the extra small, Carrie is in the medium, and then Melissa wears the X as opposed to the extra large for this top. And then I am in my typical 2X for this one, and that would definitely be my true size for this one. I would not size up or down. It does give me just that really nice flowy relaxed fit without being too big or bulky or without sitting too close to the body on myself. So it is described as like a true to size fit for this one, and I would agree with that. So this one is also 100% polyester in that satin type material. This one has almost that like crinkled texture satin, if that makes sense, where it has just like those kind of like that little bit of super, super fine texture and grain. And then we have the tie shoulder details, which I think is so stunning. Personally, I don't think I would wear this as a set with the blouse because I wouldn't want to cover up the shoulder because that's like the best part. So I would definitely want to style this for something where I'm not going to be covering up that shoulder, where I'm going to be showing it off. I think this would look absolutely darling tucked into a pair of dress pants, like the flare dress pants that launched on the weekend. I think this tucked into those would be absolutely incredibly stunning. We do have this fairly deep V in the front, and then we do have a little bit of a deep V in the back as well. I like that it kind of mirrors from the back to the front. I think it is a different kind of style we haven't seen a lot of, which I really like. So again, this is the Dex Cosette V-neck tie shoulder tank in soft sage. This one's retailing for $65, sizes extra small to extra large, and then X, 1X, and 2X. We are all wearing our typical Dex sizes for this one. And then finally we have the pants. These are the Santiana wide leg satin pants in cream and sage floral. So these ones are the same color, the same pattern as the Dion blouse. These are also available in the full Dex size range of extra small to extra large, and then X, 1X, and 2X. We do find that these fit fairly true to size as well. So Christine is wearing her usual small. Carrie did opt to size up to the large. Melissa is wearing the extra large. And then I am in my typical Dex 2X for these ones. So a little bit more variation in the sizing. I would say for the most part, they're true to size. If you're unsure, kind of just go with your typical Dex sizing for these ones. These ones are also 100% polyester in the satin style fabric. I'm gonna hold up this so that we can see the waist. They do have a really nice elastic waist that is typical of a lounge pant like this. And we also have drawstrings, and these are fully functional. So I would say if you're in doubt about the sizing, I would say size up, because you can always suck in the waist with the drawstrings if needed, and then make sure you have enough flow over the hip and thigh area. That being said, I definitely do not have any issues with the 2X. I think it is a perfect fit. I would not size up or down. Given the options, I think that this 2X is a really awesome length for me. And in terms of the length of the pant, again, I don't have the inseam, but these are a pretty decent length even on me. I would guess they're probably about a 30-inch inseam, just kind of based on how they are fitting me. Right, Tracy? I love this sage green. It's such a good like summer color to me because it's not so like bam in your face, but the pattern especially combined with this color just gives like really nice like breezy kind of arid summer, if that makes sense. So again, this is the Santiana wide leg satin pant in cream and sage floral. $80 for these ones, sizes extra small through extra large, and then X, 1X, and 2X for the plus size sizes. We are mostly in our typical Dex sizes, with Carrie sizing up to the large and Melissa sticking with the extra large, so kind of sizing down. So with that, I would say keep your typical Dex size. If you're unsure, I would order one size up because it does have the elastic waist that you could use to kind of cinch it in. But personally, I find my typical 2X true to size perfect for me. Okay, so that is everything for the Wednesday night Dex drop. Moving on to Thursday the 15th, I think we have 2 items that are part of the daily drop. I've got a dress, 3 items, a tank, and a pair of shorts. Let's do the dress first. So I will be right back. Oops, tank top's trying to fly off the hanger. I love this dress. It's so pretty. Okay, there we go. All right, so this, again, this is now on the Thursday Daily Drop. This is the Sage Blossom Fit and Flare mini dress in the shade Tropical Mint. This one is retailing for $49, which is an incredible price point for a midi dress like this. I definitely thought this would be closer to the high 50s, low 60s, so $49, fantastic. And it is available in sizes small through 3X, with the median size being a 1X for this dress. So this one is a really nice fit and flare type style where it does have the cinched elastic waist with a really nice kind of like A-line style skirt. And we have these awesome ruffled sleeves that give it a little bit more of that hourglass shape. And we have a really fun, very tropical color print or color palette and print. So this one is available again in sizes small through 3X, and it is true to size. We are all wearing our typical size. So Christine in the small, Melissa's in the medium, Melissa's in the 1X, and I'm in my typical 3X for this one. This one is the brand Haptics. I believe I had this dress last Monday in more of like a fuchsia and orange. I definitely prefer this color palette. I love this kind of like minty teal shade. It is a color that just works for my color palette personally really well. And I just think it is absolutely stunning. I love the way that it cinches at the waist. We do have pockets, and like pretty deep like pockets, especially for a more like flowy skirt like this. Like these are some pretty significant pockets. Like my hands are way down here. Like those are good dress pockets. Of course, I am always a fan of a good flutter sleeve, and this dress is no exception. Lots of room in the sleeves as well. And then if I turn around, we can see that the elastic on the waist goes all the way around the back, and it is a really nice elastic. There's lots of stretch, and when it comes back to its fully cinched form, it's not too tight. It's not going to be rubbing on your waist, but it does still bring the silhouette of the dress together really nicely. So again, this is the Sage Blossom Fit and Flare midi dress in Tropical Mint. This one's retailing for $49, sizes small through 3X. And we are all wearing our typical sizes, which means that I am in the 3X. I feel like I need to do a little twirl because this dress is just so fun and twirly. If you have like a more casual wedding to go to, or like a rodeo dance or something, I feel like this would be a perfect dress because it's got so much skirt to just swing and flip and have fun with. Also, by the way, I think I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit. I need to wrap it up quick because I'm going to a convention this weekend, and if I don't have my voice, I'm going to be very upset. So I'm going to talk a little bit quieter, and I'm going to try and get closer to the camera so I don't have to like project as much. So if you notice my volume go down, that is because I don't want to lose my voice this weekend because I will be very, very upset. So with that being said, I have a pair of shorts, and we have a tank top. They're also going to be, it's another one of the Selena tanks from the brand Dear Scarlet. So I'm going to go put those on, and that's still part of the Thursday Daily Drop. Okay, I think this one is my favorite so far of the Selena floral tanks. I just really, really vibe with this specific like color palette and pattern. I love the like clover green that we have in here and the Kelly green. I just really, really like this one. So this is the Selena floral tank in aqua and pink. This one's retailing for $47, and we have it available in sizes small through 3X, with the medium size being an extra large for this one. Again, this is the brand Dear Scarlett, and they are true to size with a nice kind of flowy, relaxed fit. So everyone's in their typical size. Melissa wears the extra large, and I am in my typical 3X, of course. So these ones are a poly spandex blend. I won't give you too much detail because we have seen a handful of the Selena tanks already in the last, week and a half or so. This is just a new color and pattern, and like I said, I think this is my favorite color so far. I love specifically this green, this really nice like fresh clover green is just stunning. It's one of my favorite shades of green. I think it's so pretty. I like the kind of like fern leaf motif on this one. I'm not always the biggest fan of florals, but I like kind of like jungle, tropical, leafy prints. Like we've got some like kind of looks like a monstera or something like that. Just a really fun, fresh print, and something a little bit different so that it's not just all florals all the time. And again, just I love the refreshing kind of like change it up in this specific color selection for this one. So again, this is the Selena Floral Tank in aqua and pink. $47 for this one. Sizes small through 3X, with the medium size being an extra large, and everyone's wearing their true size. And then the final piece that is going to be available in Plus that's on the Thursday daily drop is the shorts that I'm wearing. These are the Austins, or the 2-button mid-length dad shorts. These ones are going to be retailing for $72, and they are available in small, medium, large, extra large, 1X, 2X, and 3X, because as we know, the Judy Blue shorts are in letter sizes as opposed to number sizes. So for these ones, I've been between 2X and a 3X for shorts. These ones, it is not just from eating Timbits for breakfast this morning. This was the same last week when I tried them on for photos as well. I do take the 3X in these ones because they are the 2-button. I'm a huge fan of the 2-button style. You're getting about an inch of difference. I think you can both see that we've got 2 different buttons there. So you can opt for the slightly larger, and then you can still see the other button as a fun detail, or you can opt for the second button, and that is what I've done with these shorts, and that's what I really appreciate, because I think if I had left it on the like wider button, they were just a little bit too loose in the waist, but being on the smaller buttonhole, they are giving me just a good support, but still a little bit of stretch. I do find that, again, this is because I'm kind of in between sizes right now, that I have maybe a little bit more fabric in the leg and thigh and hip area than I would like, but because they are a dad short, they are meant to be a little bit more loose and chunky. They're not meant to be like super fitted Daily Dukes. So that's just kind of the vibe that they have. So I did prefer going with my larger size of the 3X for these. And again, being able to have the flexibility of the double button, I find that the 3X on the smaller of the 2 buttons is kind of like the sweet spot for me, specifically in these shorts. So the shorts themselves are very kind of like neutral. They are definitely like a mid to slightly darker wash. They have a little bit of feathering and whiskering here. Feathering is not the word, whiskering on the front pockets here, and a little bit of fading. And then we can see a little bit of fading on the booty, not a ton. And then there is no physical distressing on these shorts. All of the kind of details like that are in the way that the fading works on the fabric. And then the big selling point again of these shorts is having that option for 2 buttons, so you can let off a little bit of slack, and I think it's a kind of a fun detail that you can see both the buttons there as well. It's just a fun little detail. Even with being on the second button, it doesn't, like I said, it only adds maybe an inch or so, but it is just like a little bit of nice looseness. Like say you're sitting on a bus or a plane or something for a while, and it is kind of nice to just like let it a little bit looser so that it's not going to have like dig into your stomach if you're sitting down all day or something like that. Just having that flexibility is really helpful. So again, this is the Judy Blue 2-button mid-length dad short, aka the Austins. These are retailing for $72. They are available in sizes small through 3X with both an extra large and a 1X. I just realized I didn't check everyone else's sizes. Okay, so they do fit a little bit on the smaller side because both Christine and Carrie also opted to size up. Christine is in the medium, Carrie's in the large. Melissa did stick with her 1X, and then I took my 3X for these shorts as well. Like I said, the 3X on the tighter button is kind of just perfect for me. So we would suggest sizing up from your typical Judy Blue short size for these ones. Okay, that is everything that is from the Thursday daily drop. Like was mentioned earlier, the snap cardigans have been moved now to Thursday instead of Tuesday. Just we had a bit of a processing issue, so those will be coming on Thursday. That means I can move on to Friday. I do not have anything for Friday daily drop in plus. And I think we're still figuring out what our Friday evening launch is going to be. So I believe we have a lounge set launching on Saturday, so I will look at that. Yes, we do. We have the retreat lounge set. So I will finish up with those, and then I'll give you the rest of your morning back. So I'll be right back. Oh man, these sets are so comfy. These are also from the brand Dear Scarlett, which I think is really cool because I'm so used to seeing like dresses and the wrinkle-free tanks from Dear Scarlett. I think more kind of like business casual type stuff from them. So seeing something that is like full lounge casual from Dear Scarlett is interesting, but I think they honestly nailed it with this set. So these are the retreat lounge sets, and they're going to be launching on Saturday at 1 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. They are available in, oh, I need to double check because we have a ton of colors, and I think most colors are available in sizes small through 3X, but there's a couple that are only small to extra large. But all of them come small to extra large, and I think most of them come in 1X, 2X, and 3X as well. Okay, so the only one that does not come in plus is the royal blue set, but every other color is available in plus as well. So we have them launching in 6 colors. We have royal blue, sun-kissed, which is this really gorgeous, like bright kind of tangerine orange color. We have lilac, we have hot pink, we have emerald, which is what I'm wearing. It's this really nice tealy color, and then black. I am wearing my typical 3X for these ones. I would definitely say true to size. And I'm just checking everyone else's sizes. So everyone else wore their true sizes as well. Christina's in the small, Carrie's in the medium. Melissa is in the 1X as opposed to the extra large, and I'm in my typical 3X. So definitely true to size for a relaxed fit. So I'll go over the fit details with these a little bit. We do have the crew neck sweatshirt style. It does have the little like X sewed thing in the front, which I think is like very typical of a crew neck. And then we do have the cuff sleeves, but there's just a couple little extra details that make me feel like, okay, this is definitely Dear Scarlett, who does more like again, business casual, like tank tops and stuff like that, because we have this little slit here in the side of the sweatshirt, which is not super common to see, but I actually really like it. It just gives everything a little bit more flow and movement. And then the part that is my absolute favorite is that we actually have the yoking in the back, because that is such a blouse thing. I feel like I've never seen this on a sweatshirt before, to have that seam in the back where they have the yoke, and I think it is just such a gorgeous detail. It just makes it a little bit more feminine, a little bit more intentional, and I think it is just an absolutely stunning little detail. And then on the pants, we do have the functioning drawstring here, and the eglets are little like metally kind of eglets on the end, which I think is a nice detail, and the It's not just a string, it's a really nice like ribbon as the draw cord. We do have some really nice pockets with some good depth. They're definitely gonna be nice secure pockets on these. And then again, just little extra details on these. There is this little seam here that's kind of like the yoga pants seam that makes your butt look extra good and just gives you a little bit more of a better fit for sitting and moving around and things like that. And then we do have the cuffed ankle on these ones. So they have more of that like jogger type fit. So definitely your basic lounge set, but there's just a few little details like the side slit, like that seam in the back, like that seam on the back of the pants that just make it like a little bit more elevated and just a little bit, you know, like extra special and sets it apart from just every other lounge set, which I really, really love. And also the color range is super exciting, and the fact that other than the royal blue, all the colors come in plus is just the icing on the cake for me. So again, these are sets and they're gonna be retailing for $67, which that price point, again, for both the sweatshirt and the lounge pants, incredible. I am so excited about these sets. So again, these are gonna be retailing for $67, sizes small through 3X, with both an extra large and a 1X, and we all took our typical sizes. The fabric on these guys is a poly spandex blend. So we got 96 poly, 4% spandex for these ones. Thank you for asking, that is a great question. All right, I'm actually, never mind. I was like, I'll go see if I can track down all the colors, but I'm just looking and I don't see them up here anymore. The only other one I have on my rack is black as well, which is why I'm like, I'm gonna wear the colorful ones so we can at least see like how vibrant they are. And it's a lot easier to show off the little details, like the little extra seams and stuff on a color than it is on black. But like I said, we have royal blue, which is the only set not available in plus. And then we also have sun-kissed, which is a really pretty like apricot tangerine kind of orange color. We have lilac, we have hot pink, we have emerald, which is this color, and then black. So again, these are going to be launching on Saturday and at 1 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. These are Dear Scarlet Wing, which like super interesting because again, like I was saying, I feel like everything we've seen from Dear Scarlet has been like the Selena blouses or like dresses, like more business casual, more like tailored kind of items. So to see a lounge set from them is really interesting, and you can definitely tell that like their wheelhouse is more tailored pieces just in the little accents that we're getting in these pieces. All right, no problem. I'm glad that helped. All right, so that is everything for me. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for putting up with me when I decided to talk quieter, because I can definitely feel my voice starting to go, and I'm very busy this weekend and I do not want to have no voice this weekend. So thanks again, everybody. My name is Michelle. I am the 3X model here at Lavender and Lace Boutique. I typically wear a size 3X top and bottom. I am an 18W in Judy Blues, and I am 6'1" for height reference. I go live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time to try on all of the plus size pieces for the week. So if that is something that interests you, you can find me exactly where you found me right now on Facebook and Instagram, and I will see you later. Bye bye.